Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining CSA Global today. It's me, Maria Combrink, Senior Data Geologist at CSA Global. Previously, we looked at the 11 points to consider when choosing a database solution. Two of those 11 points were input of data and data compliance. Here is a quick recap of those 2 points. 1. The input of data. The data management solution must cater for the process of data collection and must be able to incorporate all data types. And 2, data compliance. Data compliance will ensure that data can be reported in accordance with principles and guidelines for reporting codes such as JORC or CIM NI 43101. Which brings us to the first part of useful data for exploration, mining, and mineral resource estimation. Data must-haves. This is also known as regulatory compliance data. These are the following 8 points that are non-negotiable. A unique borehole ID or name. The start and complete date of the borehole. The hole type, such as a diamond drill hole or a percussion hole. The end of hole or max depth of that hole. All relevant units of measure should be captured and indicated. For example, for end of hole, meters and centimeters, or for assays, parts per million or percentage. The location of the borehole in terms of the X, Y, and Z coordinates based on the global or national coordinate systems, such as the WGS-UTM or ALLO systems. There should be no duplicate coordinates. Furthermore, the downhole survey details must be included, such as the survey type, the depth at which the survey was taken, the dip of the hole, and the azimuth. When considering interval data for boreholes, there should be no records that extend beyond the max depth of a borehole. There should be no overlapping intervals, no duplicate intervals, and there should be no gaps in the interval data. If something is not recorded for an interval, it should be stated as not recorded and not simply left open. The final data must-have for regulatory compliance pertain to sample and QC data. The following must be considered. The sample category. Is it an original sample or a reassay? The sample method such as quarter core or whole core. Sample type. Is it a pulp sample or a rock chip sample? The date the sample was taken, as well as the sampler's name and the condition of the sample should be noted. If there are samples with no assay values attached to the unique sample numbers, a note must be made of these. It is very important that sample data should also be investigated for wrong values. For example, if there is an SG value of 279 when it should clearly be 2.79. It is imperative to set up your database to flag values like these upon import or capture. The second part of data must-haves will inform modeling. There are 2 sets of data that will ensure the basis for accurate geological modeling and mineral resource, mineral reserve estimation. Firstly, geological data, at the very least, the rock type intervals, and secondly, specific gravity. We will now go through the 21 data inputs that are good to have, as these will provide greater granularity. First of all, drill details and metadata, such as which company drilled the borehole, which drill rig was used to drill the borehole, and which shift drilled the borehole. Then, while logging the core, the following should be noted: the alteration, minerals, structure, oxidation, sulfides, veins, weathering, color, and grain size of the lithology. Furthermore, structural orientation should be noted, as well as if there are any geophysics available. The geotechnical data, the load strength, rock mass rating, the RQD, core orientation, and core recovery run should also be noted. Special mention should be made if there are any metallurgical samples or sample QC attached to the core. Finally, there are a number of points that will be the cherry on the top when it comes to the data for a project. Where and how the core is stored, grouting of the boreholes, and if there are any casings left in the area, and finally, if there are any core photos and core scans. The geological and sampling data will be used to build a geological model for the underlying area. The geological model, in conjunction with the assay data, will be used for the mineral resource, mineral reserve calculations. When collecting and storing data, it is important to always keep in mind why we are collecting data. Data must be used to make informed decisions. In this case, geological and sample data form the foundation of the mineral resource, mineral reserve estimation, which is not only critical during the feasibility phase of a project, but also speak to the day-to-day operations of a mine. Thank you for listening to the presentation. I hope it has shed some light on which data to collect. Why not reach out and continue the conversation, or give me some feedback at www.csaglobal.com, or alternatively send me an email to maria.combrink@csaglobal.com. Have an excellent day.